In the current world in 2024, with the most popular foldables around, which one actually performs best when it comes to the battery performance? Well, let's find out in this extreme battery drain test on cellular, mobile data only, between the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, the OnePlus Open Apex Edition, the Honor Magic V3, and the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Let's get into it. Now for the performance and battery specs, starting with the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. It is powered by the Tensor G4 and it is packing a 4650 mAh battery. For the OnePlus Open Apex Edition, it is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset and it is packing a 4805 mAh battery. For the Honor Magic V3, it is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset and it is packing a 5150 mAh battery. And for the Galaxy Z Fold 6, it's powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 4 Galaxy chipset and it's packing a 4400 mAh battery. Let's start things off with this extreme battery drain test between the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, the OnePlus Open, and this one is the Apex Edition, the Honor Magic V3, and the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Now, of course, we will go through the full parameters of how we've set up these phones in this extreme battery drain test. After the drain test, we just wanted to get in straight away and get involved. And of course, with our extreme battery drain test, we are doing this on mobile data only with no Wi-Fi option. And also, we do shoot this as one continuous shot with no stops. We only speed up in important areas, so you don't have to sit around for hours just like I had to do just to save you that time. And if you don't believe me, we actually did this particular battery drain test as a live stream in 4K, which will be linked in the description below. So definitely go check it out. It is one continuous video. And if you appreciate this type of effort, then be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos on the Love Road Tech channel, especially when it comes to extreme battery drain tests. Road to 100k subscribers for 2024 and beyond, or no later than mid-2025. But let's try and do it this year. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but with your help, we can make it happen. Let's start with the first application, which is TikTok. Like I always say, TikTok is like the wicked Wild West when it comes to consuming content and also posting it there as well. So if you want to see more from us at Lover of Tech when it comes to vertical related content, short, mid, and long form on TikTok, then be sure to follow us there at Lover of Tech BA over on the TikTok. So of course, once we get to the 1 hour mark, we're doing this at the hour mark interval. First half an hour is going to be on the outer display and then the inner display. Now it's 87% battery, 38.7 degrees Celsius, minus 13% battery loss on a Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Then it's 92% battery, 36.6 degrees Celsius, minus 8% battery loss on a OnePlus Open. And then the Honor Magic V3 is at 92%, 34.9 degrees Celsius, minus 8% battery loss. And then with the Galaxy Z Fold 6 from Samsung, 86% battery, 36.1 degrees Celsius, minus 14% battery loss. So in terms of the most efficient run for this first round after TikTok, after an hour, it's going to be the Honor Magic V3 and the OnePlus Open. Next is going to be Instagram, and we're doing an hour of Instagram Reels. And I'm telling you this now, Instagram's got me in a chokehold nowadays. It's pretty much my favorite social media application, being able to reply in GIFs and also just the community there and the memes and the Reels. Yeah, it's crazy how I send it to people and communicate with people. And of course, with Instagram, this is where if you want to see a lot behind the scenes of what we're getting up to at Lover of Tech when it comes to what we're getting up to for shooting, next videos, and also press trips, then definitely that's the place to follow us. Lover of Tech _BA over at Instagram. After an hour, it is 68% battery, 39.7 degrees Celsius, minus 19% battery loss on a Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Ouch. And then 77% battery, 37.0 degrees Celsius, minus 15% battery loss on a OnePlus Open. Decent. The Honor Magic V3 is on 83% battery, 34.3 degrees Celsius, minus 9% battery loss, single digits. And then the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is on 72% battery, 35.5 degrees Celsius, minus 14% battery loss. Whoa, that says it all. The Honor Magic V3 is setting the tone and the precedent that it's gonna pretty much be taking us the distance compared to the others. Yeah, let's see. Next part is going to be Instagram Live, and this is probably one of the hardest part of our extreme battery drain test. Again, still on mobile data. Now, Instagram Live is something I do on a regular basis where I co-collaborate live with my other content creator buddies and just engage with my audience in real time, do Q&As. So it's something I do on a regular basis. So definitely a very important part of my day-to-day usage. And it's interesting how things go. Obviously, we do the inner display, then the outer display, halfway point each. And as we're pretty much getting to the 1 hour mark for Instagram Reels, where are we going to be? And At this point, we look at the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. It's at 52% battery, 38.3 degrees Celsius, minus 16% battery loss. Then there's 59% battery, 40.1 degrees Celsius, minus 18% battery loss on the OnePlus Open. Ouch, it hurt itself there. And then the Honor Magic V3 is on 69% battery, 38.0 degrees Celsius, minus 14% battery loss. And then what we have with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is 53% battery, 40.2 degrees Celsius, minus 19% battery loss. So the most efficient was the Honor Magic V3, then followed by the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, which is a really good look. And then what we've got is the OnePlus Open, and then the one that took the biggest hit in Instagram Live is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So things can range. Instagram Live, it's not an easy one to deal with on mobile data and the camera running and all the things that's happening with Instagram running as well. Yeah, it's a tough one, no doubt. Next part is going to be YouTube, and YouTube is where the modem really gets stretched the most and it uses the most amount of mobile data on the cellular network. At this point, we're streaming this at 1440p 60 FPS because we are showing our definitive camera comparison of the S24 Ultra, the Pixel 8 Pro, and the iPhone 15 Pro Max when it first came out in January with the S24 Ultra. Obviously, we've got newer devices now. We do the inner display first and the outer display. As we're pretty much going through, you can pretty much see that it's quite taxing when it comes to working the displays at full screen and the brightness that we've set calibrated for. And of course, when we get there, we'll see that things really do, yeah, it's an intense one for sure. Get to the 4-hour mark, and it's 36% battery, 37.4 degrees Celsius, minus 16% battery loss on a Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Then it's 44% battery, 36.0 degrees Celsius, minus 15% battery loss on a OnePlus Open. And then the Honor Magic V3 is at 58%, 34.4 degrees Celsius, minus 11% battery loss. And then 37% battery, 35.6 degrees Celsius, minus 16% battery loss on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. We can see it right now. The most efficient is still, again, for this run, the Honor Magic V3, then followed by the OnePlus Open, then tied with the Pixel and the Samsung when it comes to the battery loss over that run. So again, the Honor Magic V3, this is the second time we're doing a battery drain test on it. It's pretty much setting the precedent that it's going to be going the distance, but can OnePlus claw it back somehow? Well, let's see. We get to YouTube Music next, and it's pretty much one of my favorite albums of all time, the Kanye West's College Dropout. And I'm telling you, this album really gets me through. Now, when I'm actually using all four phones, syncing them together is very difficult, but I ended up finding a way to do that. So it felt like a nice, loud echo coming through as we're putting through, man. I'm telling you, that track with Kanye and Jay-Z with Never Let You Down, that's my motivation in this situation. And imagine doing this live as well on a live stream and making sure that the pre-recording for this dedicated video doesn't go bad. Yeah, I was in the rut. Now, after 1 hour of YouTube Music, is 17% battery, 37.4 degrees Celsius, minus 19% battery loss on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, and then 29% battery, 36.5 degrees Celsius, minus 15% battery loss on the OnePlus Open, and then 45% battery, 35.3 degrees Celsius, minus 13% battery loss on the Honor Magic V3, and then 20% battery, 35.8 degrees Celsius, minus 17% battery loss on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So again, the most efficient run is the Honor, then followed by the OnePlus Open, then the Galaxy Z Fold 6, and then the least efficient run that took a big hit than I was expecting, especially for YouTube Music, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Next is Twitter Spaces, or is it X Spaces? Let me know in the comment section below. Are you on the Twitter side, old school, or new school, or are you just accepting the single letter X? Now, here is Twitter Spaces. It's like a chat room feature that you have, very much like Clubhouse. Who remembers Clubhouse from lockdown days, where you pretty much can engage with your audience and other content creators and just have a discussion around the topic and all things related to what's happening around tech or anything. And it's something I do on a regular basis. So very important to see how they perform when it comes to managing this particular application with the feature that is built into X or Twitter. So after 1 hour, 7% battery, 34.0 degrees Celsius, minus 10% battery loss on a Pixel 9 Pro Fold, and then 18% battery, 33.2 degrees Celsius, minus 11% battery loss on the OnePlus Open, and then 36% battery, 33.1 degrees Celsius, minus 9% battery loss on the Honor Magic V3, and 11% battery, 32.3 degrees Celsius, minus 9% battery loss on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So the two most efficient runs is the Honor and the Samsung tied at minus 9% battery loss. Again, this doesn't correlate to the actual milliamp hours lost within that hour. Then followed by the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, and the least efficient was the OnePlus Open. This is now the second most intensive part of our extreme battery drain test, continuous 4K recording at 60 FPS. Any phone that makes it through this definitely is a GOAT when it comes to battery, and you need about 24 to 27% battery to get through this. At the first interval is 5% on the Pixel, 15% on the OnePlus, 32% on the Honor, 7% on the Samsung at 6 hours and 10 minutes. Now, which one is going to pack it in first? This point, Samsung is very inefficient and it drains quickly, but it is slightly ahead of the Pixel. So is the Pixel going to hold its own and claw it back, or is Samsung going to be the one? No, it's the Pixel. 6 hours, 13 minutes and 55 seconds, a final temperature reading of 40.3 degrees Celsius. In fourth place is the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. So yeah, we have it there. But then how far ahead is Samsung going to be? Is it going to be in the room for margin of error, or is it going to be a decent wide lead? As we're pretty much pushing through, we see it that yes, it's 6 hours, 24 minutes and 10 seconds, a final temperature reading of 39.4 degrees Celsius. In third place is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So that's a decent margin, about slightly 10 minutes, 11 minutes ahead. Now, as we're going through, the OnePlus Open and the Honor Magic V3 have their own stride that we're going to, but at 2%, the fail-safe for the OnePlus devices kicks in, where when you're recording in the camera, if it records down to 2%, it will completely stop and it won't allow you to actually go further. This happened at the 6 hour, 32 minute and 35 second mark, and then actually showcasing it, it just won't allow you to continuously record. This is why I would say for 2025, the ordering of these applications is going to change for the battery drain test. Now, for the consistency of this year, we're keeping it the same, but fail-safes like this tend to happen on the OnePlus and Oppo devices, so it makes it hard to actually have a consistent output. It just means I have to prematurely start the actual gaming test next, and this was at the 6 hour, 33 minutes and 52 second mark. As we're going through this, it then packs in at 6 hours, 42 minutes and 44 seconds, a final temperature reading of 40.3 degrees Celsius. In second place is the OnePlus Open, of course, with an asterisk because of the fail-safe in the camera and prematurely starting the gaming. Now, in this particular situation, the Honor Magic V3 is in its stride. As we're heading to the 7 hour mark, how much battery is going to be left? It is going to be left with 10% battery, a final temperature reading of 44.3 degrees Celsius, and a battery loss of minus 26%. Like I said, you need about 24 to 27% battery to get through a whole hour 4K recording. And if you can do that, I'm telling you, this is as extreme as it gets for battery and testing in this controlled environment. Your phone is goated when it comes to battery life. And the Honor, it don't miss. We get to 7 hours and 20 minutes. It's on 1% battery. How long is it going to stretch for? It will get to 0%. And then at 0%, where will we be in terms of the finishing? The Honor Magic V3 does close up at 7 hours, 24 minutes and 51 seconds, a final temperature reading of 40.3 degrees Celsius. In first place is the Honor Magic V3. So in fourth place is the Pixel 9 Pro Fold with a finishing time of 6 hours, 13 minutes and 55 seconds. And of course, in this particular situation, running Android 14 with this battery cell and the Tensor G4 and the optimization of the software with this foldable form factor change, this is what we're getting. Now, things might change with Android 15, so we will do a follow-up on it. But for now, this is what we're getting. In fourth place, Pixel 9 Pro Fold, finishing time 6 hours, 13 minutes and 55 seconds. And in third place is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 with a finishing time of 6 hours, 24 minutes and 10 seconds. I think this is the best run that we've had for it. It's par for the course, and this is actually very good considering the battery capacity. The efficiency here on the foldable for the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is really good. Samsung, all we're asking for now is put a bigger battery and optimize it even more. This is good results considering the battery capacity being the smallest out of all of them. So yeah, this is what we're getting. Third place, Z Fold 6, finishing time 6 hours, 24 minutes and 10 seconds. And in second place is the OnePlus Open Apex Edition with a finishing time of 6 hours, 42 minutes and 44 seconds. And again, asterisks on this one because there is a fail-safe on the OnePlus and Oppo devices where if you're recording in the camera and it goes down to 2%, it will just not allow you to record. So just take that into consideration. This is definitely something I've put into account where 2025, we're going to change the order of these apps when we're doing this extreme battery drain test. And most likely, we are going to put the 4K video recording and the Instagram live streaming at the beginning to to see how things are, because those are the two heavy hitters when it comes to the extreme battery drain test. But for now, with what we got with the OnePlus Open, it is in second place, finishing time of 6 hours, 42 minutes and 44 seconds. And in first place, and at the time of this recording, our reigning foldable phone champion for extreme battery drain test, the Honor Magic V3, with a finishing time of 7 hours, 24 minutes and 51 seconds. Again, slightly better than the first time we've done it. Actually, this is the second extreme battery drain test we've done with the Honor Magic V3. And considering the fact that it's got the biggest battery, it's the slimmest profile, it's got fast charging and fast wireless charging all in this package, man, Honor have done a really good job when it comes to the battery on this. And of course, we'll break down the parameters after, but for now, this is in first place, the Honor Magic V3, finishing time 7 hours, 24 minutes and 51 seconds. Now that we've gone through everything with this extreme battery drain test between the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, the OnePlus Open, the Honor Magic V3, and also the Galaxy Z Fold 6, what were the parameters that we used to set up in this extreme battery drain test? Now, first, when it comes to the display, all of the automatic and adaptive brightness have been disabled across the board. And what I've tried to do is calibrate the display to 200 nits as close as possible on all the devices. Now, on these foldables, I've prioritized calibrating the display brightness for the inner display because there isn't any way to lock the brightness separately for the outer display and the inner display manually. So we're just going to prioritize the inner display. The outer display should be evenly calibrated to be the same. It might be slightly lower in brightness or pretty much matching, but it's going to be the inner display that we're focusing on across the board for all these devices. Now, for the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, things are pretty much straightforward. When it comes to the display settings, the main one that we have control over is the 120Hz adaptive refresh rate, which has been enabled. We can't change the resolution. When it comes to the power saving settings, we've made sure to disable it and catch it if it enables, which we actually made sure to make sure we are getting the consistent performance all the way through. And of course, at the time of this recording, it is on the latest software update for September for the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, so nice and straightforward for the Pixel. Now, for the OnePlus Open, this is the Apex edition, and in fact, this is the second extreme battery drain test we've done on the OnePlus Open on the channel. Now, as we go through the settings, when it comes to the display, again, the main thing we're focusing on is making sure the adaptive refresh rate is on and the resolution is pretty much set to default as it is. When we go through the performance profile, this time round, we're gonna enable the high performance mode compared to before, which was actually not enabled. We just want to see the parity difference because this is the second time we're doing an extreme battery drain test on it, and pretty much checking through when it comes to the settings for any power saving features. It's all been disabled to make sure that we are getting the most consistent performance all the way through, and checking the software update. This is on the latest version of their software available at the time of this recording. For the Honor Magic V3, same story again, 120Hz is enabled, and the main focus that we're putting is making sure that the power saving settings are not interrupting. So any settings here, we've disabled it to make sure that we're getting the most consistent performance all the way through. The biggest difference is enabling the high performance mode this time around. The first battery drain test that we did, we actually had it off, and this time we enabled it to see if there was going to be a difference. And in fact, as you've seen, it did perform better this time around. So I almost feel like the high performance mode is a bit of a placebo effect on the Honor, but yeah, we've enabled this time around just to see how it performs for the Honor Magic V3. And of course, at the time of this recording, it is running on the latest software available for the Honor Magic V3. And last but not least is the Galaxy Z Fold 6. And in this particular situation, as seen before with the display settings, we can't change the resolution. Main thing is making sure that the 120Hz adaptive refresh rate is enabled. And of course, when we go into the power saving settings, we've disabled anything that will actually throttle or stop any consistent performance when it comes to the battery drain all the way through. The most important thing is, because this is the third time we're doing a battery drain test on it, the performance profile in device care, we've set it to the light performance profile just to see if it does help it better compared to standard. And as you've seen, it really does make a bit of a difference when it comes to how it performed before. So definitely check out our previous battery drain test for reference, but this is what we have. And at the time of this recording, it is on the latest September update for the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Now that is it with this extreme battery drain test between the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, the OnePlus Open Apex Edition, the Honor Magic V3, and the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Let me know your thoughts of these results in the comment section below. And that's it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS to Tech Lover Squad so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.